All right. Hello, hello. Hope everybody can hear us. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy last day of the month of April. And welcome to another edition of Personalized Learning Experiences coming to you live from our homes to yours. Today's topic is going to be different than last time we were here. We're going to be giving you tips on how to be um, eco-friendly, uh, how to take care of your environment, how to be conscious about the products that you use and how to recycle them, and various tips of that sort. So I hope that you join us and you learn a few things. Joining us today, we have Alex Rodriguez, we have Connie Ramirez, and Ana Karen Jimenez, and we will all be giving you different tips. Say hello, everybody.
Hi.
So we're going to run the gamut here in terms of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about tips to improve your car's fuel economy. We're going to be giving you tips if you want to become vegan for one day. I know it's not for everybody, but even if it's just for one day, you can learn how to do that. You can get some tips as to how to recycle certain types of plastics, certain types of products, and and like I said, you're going to learn a few tips along the way. So recycling and being economically friendly is a hot topic these days, and it's for a reason, right? Climate change is a real thing, and we are experiencing it even more and more these days. So, uh, every time you hear in the news, you hear everywhere that all the all the waste that we are creating. Here you see an example of uh, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which is number one there on your screen, off the coast of California, where it is the biggest area in the ocean where there is litter, where there is literally trash in the ocean. There are over 5 trillion pieces of plastic currently littering the ocean, and it's all because of us human beings and our activities. So, yeah, it's a big deal. And if you get to see these things, you can see what a horrible thing it is to see tires and paint products and all the products that we use on a daily basis that you can find in the ocean. So, yeah, it's scary stuff. It's really important for you to be able to see that our actions are important, that what we do every day, that what we use every day is affecting our environment. And so here we just going to give you today just a few tips just to be a little bit better in terms of being conscious about products you use and how to use them, and how to recycle them, and even how to make your own products at home so that you don't have to buy some of those at the store. So, uh, enough about that. Let's go ahead and get on to the hands-on stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Ana Karen, who's going to start with some eco-friendly tips.
Hi everyone. I'm Ana Karen, and in my part of this workshop, I'm gonna give you 7 eco-friendly tips to help our environment. So my first tip for you is for be vegan for one day. By be vegan of one day, we will be helping our environment by saving 1,100 gallons of water, 45 pounds of grain, 30 square foot of forests, 20 pounds of CO2, and the life of one animal. Another tip to you is to invest in a reusable bottled water. By doing this, you will be helping to reduce the 38 billion plastic water bottles that are thrown out each year just in the United States. Now imagine all the bottles that are worldwide in the world. My third tip to you is to invest in a reusable straw. Scientists estimate that there are 8.3 billion plastic straws on shorelines around the world. You have three options to buy a reusable straw, and it's to buy bamboo straw, metal, or glass straw. These are materials that are easily recycled, so it's a better option for the environment because they are easily biodegradable. My fourth tip is to invest in a safety razor. At the same time that you will be helping the environment, you also will save a lot of money. The fifth tip is to practice bulk shopping. This includes bringing your own reusable bags to the markets and also to bring jars with you so you can buy everything you can and want without package. As you can see in the image, there are a lot of products that are already sold without a package. And the sixth tip is and most easy tip to practice is to use Ecosia. Ecosia is a browser that we can substitute for Google. In this browser, for every 45 searches, a tree is planted. So basically, you're just saving the planet while you're just using the internet. And my seventh tip is to use a bar soap and bar shampoo instead of bottle. With this tip, if you use it, you will be helping to reduce the plastic packaging waste. And sometimes the shampoos and the soaps bring package, but they are of recycled paper. And for this tip, I bring you a workshop on how to make your own eco-friendly and homemade soap. So I will put my camera. Hi. And I will show you how to make a bar soap in your home and with very easy to find materials. So the ingredients that we will need for our soap, it's 19 grams of lye. So here I have my lye. I will put it in this container. And then I will use this to measure the quantity of distilled water. And we will need 55 grams of distilled water. Okay, there you go. And I will mix my distilled water with my lye. And then just mix it well. And I will use a bigger container. I will be using this one. And I will put 70 grams of coconut oil. Okay, and then pour it into our container. And then we will need 55 grams of olive oil. It's a very easy to have oil because you can use the one you have in your kitchen. So I'm gonna use this one. And I will pour 55 grams. Okay. And I put them in the container. And also, you will choose your preferred essential oil. I will be using cinnamon oil. Okay, so you will just pour a little bit. And we will put our oils. Well, first we have to mix it well. And then we put it in the kitchen. We will wait for about 3 minutes so it can be really, really warm. And then once it is very, very hot, we will add our distilled water with lime. But first we have to wait that it is very, very hot, our oils. So we still mix the distilled water with the lime. So now that we have our oils hot, we are going to add our distilled. And you can use any container that you have in the shape that you want. For example, I'm going to be using this one where I have the distilled water with the lime, and I will be pouring our oils and the distilled water with lime. And we just have to put this on the freezer and wait about 4 or 5 hours. And I'm gonna show you the final product. I also will be using this one. I did this one last night, so it's already finished. And I can show it to you. So this is my final product. It's a bar soap. Honestly, it's not what I expected because it's in a consistency that I'm not used to, but I'm sure that it is so good for your skin. And yeah, that was my workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, Ana Karen. That was helpful. I hope some of you out there are going to be adventurous and brave enough to try it. See how that comes out. And if it comes out, if what comes out is not what you expected, like Ana Karen, then that's okay. That's part of the adventure, I guess. So thank you, Ana Karen. And we're going to actually go on next to Connie Ramirez. And Connie is going to be giving us some information as to how to identify different types of plastic, because there are codes out there, and it also to see how, if they're recyclable and how to recycle them. And also she's going to give us some tips as to how to do some DIY deodorants, body scrubs, and a natural face wash. So Connie, take it away.
Hi, everybody. My name is Connie. I don't know if Peter has put up my slides yet, but I'm going to show you how to distinguish from different labels. Every single plastic that we have here, at least in the United States that I know of, has a label from 1 to 7, from 1 being the most common to 7 being miscellaneous, or being the less common color. So I'm just going to show you which ones are the most common, how you can find them, where you can find them, and how to recycle them. So the first one that we have is the number 1. I do have the names. I'm not really going to go into the names because they are pretty hard, and I mean, no one's going to remember the names, right? Just the number. So for the first one, that one is the most common use of plastic. You can find it in water bottles. The thing is, this one is for mostly only single use. And this one can be recycled on your curbside, recycling bin. The only thing that you need to make sure is that it is washed and that that it doesn't have any caps, because usually the caps are made from some other different plastic, so it's not recyclable. The second one is another type of common plastic, and that one is the number 2, which is HDPE, and that one you can find it in milk jugs. I have this what do you want to call this container that's of acetone, and on the bottom, I don't think you can see it, but on the bottom, if you look on the bottom, every container is gonna have a number. So just make sure to know that, just to keep that aware. I mean, we're aware of the ingredients that we put into our body, so we should be aware of what kind of plastic and what kind of waste we're producing. There's another one, which is the third one. These ones are rigid, and they are rarely recycled, although they're making kind of like a movement to kind of start recycling them again, but they're not that common. The fourth one is also starting to become accepted. It's not really accepted. Just make sure that with every plastic that you have, you can wash it, and that it doesn't have any food or anything. The fifth one, this was my favorite one for all Mexicans. This one is the one that comes in your butter containers. And this one, I like it because this one, as a Mexican, I reuse. So my frijoles are in my butter container. So that one's pretty cool. And this one can also be recycled through curbside pickup. The next one is the number 6. This one is not the best. It does release a lot of chemicals, and it's not safe for curbside pickup. So if you can, when you're grocery shopping, just make sure to look at the bottom of the container and see, is this going to be good for the environment or not? I have one right here that this one is a number 1. So this one, as long as I wash it when I'm done, I'll be able to recycle it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And the number 7, this one is the miscellaneous one. This one, a lot of plastics don't really have, they don't fit into any of the categories above. So this one, unfortunately, cannot be recycled and does release a lot of chemicals. So just be aware that when you go out and shop for plastics, because sometimes it's really hard to be super waste free. So just making sure that you are getting some good plastics that are good for the environment, you stay safe. So yes, next to my recipe. So I will be showing you all. Let me see. I'm gonna be showing you all how to make a face wash. So this one is not really teaching you how to make anything, because it's just honestly honey. Just make sure it's raw honey. You can get this anywhere from Walmart, Whole Foods, or anything. Honey is a really, really, really great alternative to the regular soap that you use, because it is antibacterial and it's natural. So for all of you that are allergic, or that are very sensitive to Soap's honey is very, very good, and it also prevents breakouts. So I actually do use this because I do break up quite a lot. So it's a good one. And this one, the cool thing that I'm going to show you how to make is it's going to be an exfoliating face wash. And this one's going to be done with honey and with baking soda. So you don't really have to use baking soda. You just, it's if you want to. Some people are allergic to it. I like to use this one twice a week because, it's good to exfoliate your body and get rid of those dead skin cells. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some honey. So see, this one is raw. So this one's really, really, really good for the skin. And for teas, it's just not for, face masks. You can do a lot of things for tea. It's just, these are ingredients that you will most likely find in your house, to be honest. And so I'm just gonna get this one, and then I'm gonna grab some baking soda and pour it in. Like I said, I'm Mexican, so I don't really measure my things, but just feel it, and you'll know when it's ready. Ooh, I'm making a mess. This one, you can just store it in glass containers. I really recommend that you do use glass. Ever since I switched to glass, I noticed that I take care of my Tupperwares a little bit more, and that I'm not producing as much waste, and they are reusable and they look a little fancy. So your little face wash is gonna look kind of like this consistency, kind of like fat lard, but that's okay. Just wash your face with it, grab a little bit, and then rinse it. You don't need anything. This was really helpful for breakouts. Again, like I said, it's antibacterial, so it's wonderful. Another thing that I'm going to show you today is a deodorant. This one is a very easy 2-3 ingredient deodorant. You can also just use coconut oil for this, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna use coconut oil and baking soda because the baking soda kind of helps you not sweat as much, and the coconut oil kind of leaves your skin smooth. Like I said, some people are allergic to baking soda, so if you are, just stay away with it. You can use some coconut oil. For this one, I'm just gonna use this little container. I'm gonna add some coconut oil. And then some baking soda. Like I said, this one, you can do ratios from 1 to 2. So one spoon of coconut oil for 2 of baking soda. And then you're gonna mix it, and you're gonna get it nice and thick. So you can add, and I recommend that you do add things little by little, and you kind of build up, because you can always add more. You can never remove. So I'm just gonna add more because I like it thick, like my man. So yeah, just gonna add a little bit more. This one's really good. You really actually won't sweat that much unless you have a clinical condition. But this one's really, really good. My mom and I use this because my mom is a huge advocate for natural things. I mean, she is Mexican. So you get kind of this tiny little paste, and it's just like this. A little goes a long way, so that's really cool about this. So you save a lot of money doing this than going out and getting those deodorants that can be even $7. And this is a natural thing, and you know what's going on your body. The last one, this one, I do use this one a lot actually. This one's my favorite one. Before you wax or before you shave, it's really, really good to exfoliate. So I'm going to show you how to make a natural exfoliator. This one's really cool because if you make coffee in the mornings, or you're at work and the coffee is ready, people usually throw away the coffee grounds. Well, with this one, you can put them to a good use, and this one is to make a body scrub. So I don't have a coffee maker, but I have some cheap coffee grounds that I bought. And so this one is a really cool body scrub. It does exfoliate, and it is made with coffee, and coffee is known for helping with circulation. So also, if you have cellulite, it can help reduce the appearance of cellulite, not remove it, but reduce it. So for this one, I'm just gonna get 2 to 3 spoons of coffee grounds. I'm gonna do 3. And then you're gonna get some sugar or salt. It doesn't really matter. I like sugar because I like sweetness in my life. And so it's gonna be 2 spoonfuls of sugar, like the lady, 2 shots of vodka. So you just kind of want to mix it. And then you're gonna want to add some coconut oil or olive oil. I like using both because olive oil gives me that pretty shine and coconut oil gives it that really nice scent. So I'm just gonna, like I said, just eyeball it, you know. Pretend you're pouring shots. So this would be 1 shot of olive oil, 1 spoon of coconut oil, and then we're just gonna mix it. So this one's really good for all my dry skin people. I get really dry skin during the winter and it cracks. If you exfoliate with this helps to remove the dead skin cells and it also moisturizes. So that's really cool and it's a great before shaving, you know, exfoliator. So this is how it looks. I actually have a big bucket of this in my shower. So yeah, I like it a lot. These are things that I do use. Like I said, you're not always able to go full free waste or full green, but it's those little changes that you can do, like getting a reusable water bottle, using glass, taking your own shopping bag, using a bamboo toothbrush. It's those little things that really do make a difference. So thank you everyone for watching.
All right. Thank you, Connie. And there you go. That's another DIY or other DIY projects that you can try at home. And they're all eco-friendly. A lot of that stuff I'm sure you may already have at home. And if you don't, it just takes a couple more things to get from your local grocery store or store. So there you go. Hope you try it. Next is actually going to be me. And I'm going to go a little bit on the arts and crafts side. And I'm going to show you how to do a really quick planter. Okay, Mother's Day is coming up, so this could be a perfect idea to hit 2 birds with 1 stone, right? You can be environmentally friendly and recycle, and also provide a quick present for your mom for Mother's Day. Okay, so how am I going to do this? All right, so I'm sure a lot of you have laundry detergent at home, right? And how many of these have you gone through this year alone, right? Especially now that you guys are at home a lot. I'm sure somebody at home is washing clothes, right? And if you have a big family or one that tends not to be as clean, then I'm sure you guys are going through a lot of laundry. So, you have all this stuff at home lying around. And so I'm going to do a quick commercial. Yes, but not really. But if you guys, want to buy a environmentally friendly brand. This is one that's plant-based, right? So it doesn't have a lot of the dyes and chemicals that a lot of the regular laundry detergents would. So this is an eco-friendly alternative to using a laundry detergent. So this is what I'm going to use as a planter, basically. So I'm going to recycle this, okay? So you can see this one is kind of full, so I'm not going to use that. But here you go. I have one that's already been emptied, okay, for you. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it upside down for you, okay? And we're gonna use this face of it. This part we're gonna use, okay? So how are we gonna do it? All you need really are Sharpies, okay? You could use Sharpies, you could use paints if you're more on the creative or artsy side and you wanna relax and you like painting. By all means, please do that. Whatever is easier for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a little character on this here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and draw some eyebrows here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it here, but I'm gonna try to do it. There you go. I'm gonna draw some eyebrows on this figure here. Okay, on either side. I'm gonna try to do it so it doesn't look like the character is very angry, but I hope it comes out. I want to make a happy one, not an angry one. Okay. So there is some eyebrows there. Okay. Now I'm gonna make the eyes underneath here. Okay, with some eyelashes. Now the reason I'm doing I'm using Sharpies is because, well, they're easier for demonstration purposes, right? I don't have to bring out the paints and everything else to show you guys. And then for timing purposes, I'm gonna pick something that's a little more straightforward and easy to use. And by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed already, but I am not an artist, okay? So lesson to learn here. If I can do this, then anybody can do this, all right? So I'm going to now paint a little mouth down here, okay? And like I said, I am not an artist, so this is not gonna be perfect. If yours is not perfect, that's cool. Don't stress too much about it. I'm just retracing it there, okay? And I'm going to, this is gonna be a female character. It's gonna be like Mother Earth, right? So I'm gonna give it some lipstick there, or some red lips. Just to give you an idea. All right, there you go. I don't know if you can see it, but it does have some eyelashes there. And I'm gonna give it some, why not, right? Go all the way. I'm gonna give it some eyeshadow there. So I'm gonna put some purple underneath there. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna give it a nose, right? Something simple. Okay. And what is next? Okay. Optionally, if you want to make it a cool Mother Earth, you can. Actually, that looks like it's supposed to be a nose, not a mustache. Okay, just so you know. Optionally, if you want to make it a cool Mother Nature, you can also give it some sunglasses. Okay, so you could use hot glue gun. Okay, put a little bit of hot glue on the nose portion. Okay, if you have some old sunglasses lying around, or you can cut some out from paper, or you can cut some out from water bottles or a Sprite bottle or something like that that is has some color, you can do so. Okay, and then you can paste it somewhere around there. Okay. All right. So what's the next part? This is not a planter yet, right? So what we're gonna do is you're gonna get a utility knife. Okay, just any regular utility knife. Now, kids, you will get your parents' permission or guidance on this. Okay. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna cut the base. You're gonna cut the base, okay, all around to make an opening. And I'm gonna do that real quick, show you. Trust me, I'm doing this. You may not be able to see it very well, but I'm doing this. Okay, and see now it's hollow inside. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of the fact that the hot glue gun is kind of hot right now, and so I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and pour this. Now this is an old hot glue gun, so I don't even know if it's working or not. But if it doesn't, okay, it's okay. It's optional. Um, so the final piece. I went to Lowe's the other day and I got myself a little plant. Right. This is a Goldilocks creeping Jenny, which are used primarily to do ground cover. And the reason I got this is because it has some nice flowing leaves on it, right? And all you have to do is put it on top. Okay, just put it on top, and you have your planter here, right? Now you can also make a hole here, or drill a hole, or make a hole with a knife, and you can, on a screw or nail, you can put it on a post in the front porch or the back porch, right? And you have a decorative Mother Earth planter there that you can use. Okay. Now, like I said, yours will probably be much prettier, much better than mine, but you get the idea, right? It's much better than throwing these away. You can recycle some of them, decorate your garden, decorate your backyard, and you have a bunch of planters that you can use as an alternative. You can also put some sort of a ribbon, right? And you can tie it around, right? You can tie it around, make a little bow. I'm not good at making bows, right? But you get the idea. You can make a little bow for it also, right? And you have your mother there, okay? Mother. So that's it. Something to think about, something to do, even if you just want to do it for fun. Um, there it is. Okay, so next I'm going to pass it on. We're going to go from arts and crafts. We're going to go to tips to improve your car's fuel economy. It's going to be some really simple, common sense tips that are really, really effective. And Alex, why don't you take it away, please?
Hi guys, Alex here. I just want to give a quick sort of disclaimer. I have to apologize in advance if anything happens. I wanted to go last in this live stream because I am using my iPad to record this, but it's very sensitive to heat, and it's still 93 degrees out, and it's frying over here. But we're gonna try to get through this as fast as possible. Okay, so bear with me. So tips to improve your car's fuel economy, right? So I have some physical things that you can change, that you can do yourself to your car, or get them done for you. And there's also some habitual ones, some lifestyle choices, some lifestyle changes that you guys can make to improve your car's fuel economy. All of this is in the vein of trying to be more environmentally friendly, lower your emissions, and reduce your fuel consumption on the road. This is going to help you save some money in the long run, and also going to help improve the environment. So the first tip I have for you today is using the right motor oil. So I don't know if you can see that. Hello? Can you see the video? Okay. Right. So the first thing is choosing the right type of motor oil. So whether you take your car in for oil changes or you prefer to do it yourself, be sure that it's filled with the thinnest viscosity motor oil recommended by your car's manufacturer. For example, if you're running on a 5W30 grade oil, try switching it up to 10W30. It could reduce your vehicle's consumption by about maybe 1 or 2%. But again, that adds up over time. You save a lot of money that way. Um, Mine, for example, if you go to, let me see if I can pull it up. If you go to carid.com, and you type in your car's make and model, you can look up the different oils and fluids and lubricants that your car takes. Mine is recommended to use 5W20 full synthetic motor oil, and that's exactly what I have in my car. Next, we have checking your tire pressure. So, it's really important that you check your tire pressure very often, not just when your light comes on. You want to check it every so often. So if you want to get a pressure gauge and check it maybe every couple of weeks would probably best. It would probably be ideal. Um, if you go to your driver's side door, you open it, and somewhere on the side, sometimes they're right on the side of the door. Mine's right here. It'll tell you. Oh, one sec. It'll tell you what what type of pressure you need for your different tires. On mine, it says 220 kilopascals or 32 psi, and you can get this. You can get your you can put air in your tires at any gas station. I think Circle K has some automatic ones, so you don't have to be good at reading the pressure gauge. It'll beep for you when it reaches the pressure that you set. But just be sure to know what pressure that is. Here's how you tell on my car. There's a similar sticker on yours. I guarantee it. So next, we have ensure proper wheel alignment. So this one's kind of a tricky one, but when you're on the road, you're gonna notice a few things about your car. For example, if your car starts leaning to the left a little bit while you're driving, you're gonna want to take that into the shops to get your wheels aligned. It means your alignment is off, and you're actually consuming more fuel because your car has to work harder. So, getting a front end wheel alignment, this is it also prevents extra damage to your car, and it can also reduce your gas mileage by say 10%. So be wary of how your car is performing. Make sure every once in a while, just while you're driving, just try to see if your car is pulling to any one side, and if it is, make sure to take it in. So next, we have check your gas cap. So a lot of people can be a lot of people are really busy when they're out on the road, and sometimes they have to stop for gas. They might be in a rush, so they do everything really quickly, and then they forget to tighten this thing correctly. It says tighten to click, but sometimes, especially on older cars, it might not secure correctly. So you just got to make sure that it tightens and it's secure. And also, every once in a while, do yourself a favor. Check that it's not damaged in any way. There aren't any holes or gaps. If there are, it's best to get that replaced. So a broken gas cap or missing gas cap, which also happens, is absolutely detrimental to the environment because it allows these harmful fumes to escape, and that also kind of contributes to smog. So it's one of the cheapest things you could do. It's one of the cheapest things that you can go buy, and one of the easiest things to check. Just make sure this thing isn't messed up, and you're good to go. You can save a lot of money on gas if it's not leaking on you while you're driving, or evaporating, I should say. So the next thing is clean out your trunk. So mine was already cleaned out, but I put something in there. This bag weighs about 100 pounds. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when you fill your car up with gasoline, the full 13 or so gallons that you put into your car actually feels a little heavier, and that's because it is. All that fuel adds up to a lot of weight. Same goes for a lot of extra people. If you're carrying a lot of people, it's also bad for your gas mileage, and that maybe those things you can't help. Your your car needs fuel to run, and sometimes you want to carpool with some people. Another eco-friendly tip right there. But cleaning out your trunk can take hundreds of pounds off the load that your car has to drive, and so it requires less power to move your car. So be mindful of that. The last physical thing you can do is every so often, every every couple of months, maybe once a month if you have the money for it, get yourself a tune-up, get your car a tune-up. It'll save you a lot of money in the long run. It sounds like an expensive thing to do, but you don't want anything breaking on you, because replacing a part is a hell of a lot more expensive than just making sure that it's properly maintained. So moving on from that, I want to go into some habitual changes that you can make. So turning off the engine when you're idling is a good tip. And this doesn't mean when you're at a red light to turn off your engine. Some cars do that. Some of the newer models do that. But if your car doesn't, don't sweat it. Don't do that. It could be dangerous, or it could reduce the traffic flow. So the best thing you could do for yourself is, say you're dropping somebody off, or you're waiting for somebody on the curbside somewhere, or you're just waiting outside somebody's house. Turn off your car. It's just a few seconds, maybe a few minutes of fuel consumption that you could shave off, that you could avoid, and that just saves you, cent after cent after cent after cent. That adds up too. All that time your engine is running and not doing anything, it's just wasting fuel. So be mindful of that too. Another thing you can do, drive a bit slower. Now, it's really tempting when you're out on the highway to just go faster, I mean, it's safest to go at the speed that traffic is going. But if you can, every once in a while, instead of taking it to 70 miles an hour, say that's the speed limit, drive 5 miles per hour slower. You'll see that you'll um, save money in the long run, because you're consuming less fuel. Also, another tip there: if you're driving a car like mine, which is a hatchback or a sedan, for cars like those, going 60 miles per hour is actually the most fuel efficient. It's when it's operating at its most efficient. So going above 60 miles per hour uh, consumes more fuel, and going below is also less efficient. So if you're driving on the freeway and it's 60 miles per hour, go 60 miles per hour, or go 60 miles per hour. If it's 70 miles per hour, go 65. What's the harm? What's the harm in being there a few seconds later? It's just drive casually. You don't have to drive fast. The next thing, drive more smoothly. This one's a hard one. See, a lot of us like to drive our cars recklessly, or just without caring about how we make a turn. But making smoother turns, and braking less harshly can actually save your car a lot. Not only is it easier on your brakes, but also instead of flooring it, you can ease into your acceleration, and that actually reduces the amount of fuel consumption, and you'll notice a good change over time. So all these kinds of changes are really just adding sense, taking away sense. It's just reducing how much fuel you're consuming, and you're saving a lot of money by doing things like that. The next thing is engine brake more often. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the term, engine braking is when instead of braking all the time, you more often you just let go of the accelerator and your car slows down on its own. So your car is gonna automatically resist slowing down completely when you let go of the accelerator, but it is going to slow down at a consistent pace. And instead of braking all the time, which actually wears out your brakes, you'll be you'll just be letting go of the accelerator, and your car will do the slowing down on its own. If a car in front of you is just if the car in front of you is just slowing down a lot, it isn't slowing down a lot, but they have their lights on most of the time. They're just trying to slow down a little bit and not come to a complete stop. And you can actually avoid this this issue with your brakes if you just let go of the accelerator and just be more mindful of how often you're braking. You don't have to brake all the time, which goes in handy with the next tip. Do not, and I know there's people out there that do their statistics. I don't have them on me, but I saw them earlier, and it's something like I think like 17% of drivers actually drive with their left foot on the brake. So they'll have both feet on the pedals. And that is not only really unsafe, really dangerous because of, I don't know, just one day you have a lapse in judgment and you hit the wrong pedal and you crash. But not only that, but if you're constantly resting your foot on the left pedal, you are braking every once in a while. You're braking too often, and you're actually reducing your car's efficiency that way. So if you're driving with your left foot on the pedal while your right foot is on the accelerator, just stop. It's never a good thing. So yeah, and I mentioned earlier that another eco-friendly tip that I didn't write down in the presentation was that you can also carpool. There's no harm in carpooling every once in a while, you and your friends. It does add more weight to your car, and so that does reduce your fuel efficiency, but there's less vehicles out on the road, so it's safer, and there's people less but hopefully you'll keep these in mind the next time you start up your car. When you get out of this thing, you might want to get your car checked, your oil changed, and maybe get a tune-up. Anyway, stay safe out there, guys. That's the end of my presentation.
All right. Thank you, Alex. Thank you for those tips. There were a lot of tips. I hope some of you, jotted a couple of those down and are going to try some of them. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Connie. Thank you to Ana Karen for providing those tips. And here's my finished product there. I hope that that's something that you want to maybe pick up for fun. So anyway, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.